What up, world? What's going on? I'm Joe from Joe on a Mission. Uh, Welcome everybody to my stream. Thanks for joining. So I mainly read scary stories or paranormal encounters. I have a few paranormal encounters of my own and spiritual encounters. So yeah, turn off your lights, put your headphones on, get cozy. I'll read a few stories to you, put you to sleep. It's midnight right now, Central Time. April 1st. Yeah, I'm gonna read this one. It's a pretty good story. It's real short. Rachel had always been afraid of the dark. Losing her sight as a child had turned the world into something unpredictable. Shapes replaced by sounds, faces replaced by voices. Every unfamiliar creak or shifting current of air carried meaning and sometimes threat. But she had learned to live with it. More than that, she had learned to feel safe because of her husband. He was her constant, her anchor, the one who guided her through crowded streets, who described sunsets she could no longer see, who reassured her in the quiet hours of the night. With him, the darkness never felt empty. So when he left on a business trip, the silence in the house felt heavier than usual. Rachel tried to keep herself steady. She followed her routine with careful precision, cooking by memory, cleaning by touch, losing herself in audiobooks that filled the room with voices other than her own thoughts. At night, she reached for his pillow, pressing her cheeks against it, pretending his warmth still lingered. Yo, what's going on? BBV. Valencia? Yo. It became her ritual, her reassurance, until the night it wasn't. She lay in bed listening to the quiet hum of the house when something shifted. It wasn't a sound exactly, it was a feeling, a presence. Rachel held her breath. The air felt different, thicker somehow, as if something unseen had entered the room and displaced the familiar. It's nothing, she whispered to herself, but the feeling didn't fade, it grew. Slowly trembling, she reached out toward her husband's pillow, her fingers brushed against it, and then stopped. This wasn't fabric, it was cold and damp. Andres Valdez says, what are you doing? ¿Qué estás haciendo? Reading scary stories, leyendo historias de terror. It was cold, damp, wrong. She jerked her hand back, her pulse slamming in her ears. A faint, uneven breathing broke the silence. Too close, too deliberate. Something was in the room with her, something that did not belong. Rachel scrambled out of her bed, her hands sweeping wildly until they found the wall. She pushed herself forward, disoriented, desperate for the door. Behind her, a soft thud, then another. Footsteps, following. She gasped, stumbling as her foot caught on the edge of the rug. She hit the ground hard, pain shooting through her palms as she tried to crawl. The breathing was closer now, right behind her, hot against the back of her neck. Then, Rachel, her husband's voice, clear, familiar, relief surged through her like a flood. "I'm here," she cried, scrambling to her feet, reaching out toward the sound. "Help me." "Rachel, come here." But as she moved closer, something inside her hesitated. The voice wasn't quite right, too smooth, too slow. Like someone carefully copying something they didn't fully understand. Her blood turned to ice. It wasn't him. The thing shifted, its tone mimicking again. "Rachel, closer now." Too close. She stopped. Silence stretched between them. Then she turned and ran. The footsteps exploded behind her, no longer pretending. Heavy, rapid, inhuman. It was chasing her. She pushed forward blindly, crashing into walls, furniture, anything in her path. Her breath came in ragged gasps as the thing closed the distance. Right behind her, closer, almost, and then everything stopped. Just as the thing lunged, Rachel dropped flat to the floor, still, silent. The creature's momentum carried it forward, its claws scraping across the floor where she had been. Rachel didn't move, didn't breathe. She remembered something her husband had once told her during a power outage when fear had creeped in just like this. "When you're afraid, be still. Not everything hunts what it can't find." The room went quiet. The breathing stopped. The footsteps slowed. The thing was listening, searching, waiting for her to betray herself. Rachel clenched her jaw, forcing her body into absolute stillness. Seconds stretched into eternity. Then the footsteps moved, slowly, circling, drifting away. A door creaked somewhere in the house. Then silence, long, unbroken. Rachel stayed there for what felt like hours before finally reaching for the wall, inch by inch, guiding herself toward the front door. When she stepped outside into the cool air, she collapsed on the porch, shaking but alive. Behind her, the house stood quiet, empty, or so she hoped. Because as the wind shifted, she thought she heard it again, breathing from the inside. So yeah, I have a few paranormal encounters of my own. If you have any paranormal encounters, let me know in the chat so I can read them out loud. I lived in a haunted house once, and my friends that would come over uh, would tell me that they would hear things like people walking when there was nobody in the hallway, but you know, I mean, I never heard or saw anything. And people saw things, people that like would spend the night, but I never saw anything. Oh yeah, also before I forget, visit mentormysteps.org. It's a nonprofit organization based here in Houston. It's about mentorship for the development of young men. They teach, there's coaches that teach, sports and combat sports and business entrepreneurship, mentors that teach music and the arts, but especially it's mentorship for, because some people go through depression and anxiety and things like that. They just need someone to talk to. So, yeah, if you go on mentormysteps.org, you can find more information about that. You can become a mentee where you get mentored, or you can sign up to be a mentor, or a volunteer to one of our events. And you could also send in donations on mentormysteps.org. It doesn't matter the dollar amount, it's all greatly appreciated and needed. Yeah, boy! You know what? Oh, what happened? So yeah, I got another paranormal short story. When I was about 12, my mom had to leave town for a few days. She wasn't worried about me staying home alone. We had relatives nearby, and she didn't give me a cell phone, figuring she could always reach me on the landline if needed. She told me exactly what day she'd be back, and that was that. When that day came, I heard knocking at the front door, then my mom's voice calling my name from downstairs. My dog, who adored her, immediately perked up and sprinted down the stairs to greet her. But the second she reached the door, she stopped. Something spooked her badly. She turned and blotted back upstairs, straight to me. That was enough to make me hesitate. I didn't go down to answer the door. A moment later, the knocking stopped, and the phone began to ring. I picked it up. It was my mom. Hey, she said, I'm really sorry, but I have to stay here one more day. I'll be home tomorrow. Someone or something had been at the door using her voice. It didn't fool the dog. That's a little scary. And I have a similar story where my cousin heard a relative's voice outside of the door, and when he went to answer it, there was no one there, and but they clearly heard that relative's voice, but whatever it was just using that voice to get us to open the door. I guess a ghost or something. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm trying to find like another story or something. Yeah, boy. What's going on, world? Where y'all listening from? Are y'all in the U.S. or where in the world are y'all at? I'm in Texas. What time is it where you're at? It's 12:32 a.m. where I'm at. What's up? YouTube edits. What's going on? What are you up to? Trying to find scary stories online to read. If you have a paranormal story of your own, let me know. Oh, I'm just reading like paranormal stories. Jacob Culbertson says, "What's your favorite fast food place for your favorite food?" Fast food. I'd say Chipotle. I like the chicken bowl, I guess. Oh, thanks. Thank ya. You too, Edit says, "I like your hair. Appreciate that. You're handsome. Thanks." Grandma's panic call. Jacob Culbertson says, "Also, if you want a paranormal story, one time I was at my grandma's house, and a long time ago, maybe in the 1900s, somebody got shot there, and one time in the hallway, when I left the bathroom, I seen a guy wearing a weird, turn it my light to the oh, a weird top hat with a suit, and the guy I seen was the same guy I got shot, and he was never really there. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Here in the house where I live now, this used to be my grandparents' house, and my family swears that there's like the doors used to just like something would knock on the doors, and my friends who spent the night say that they've heard like walking, like the floor creaking, and there's like nobody there. And one of my friends said they saw something walking, but I've never seen anything in here. Um, oh, and then I had tenants who say they saw like a large lady walking around and other things, but you know. So yeah, there's definitely stuff out there. I don't know if it's ghosts or who knows. Yeah, buddy. Uh, yeah, I like scary stories and then like paranormal encounters and I like reading like spiritual books. Um, pretty much anything kind of like scary. Are you into like scary stuff? That's what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be reading pretty much like at midnight. That's when I'm gonna be like going live because I wanna kind of like yeah like specialize like in paranormal scary stories. Oh, history, scary stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. Oh, okay, cool. Um, yeah, like there's this one guy who lived in, I think, I don't remember, but he was like alive like in the 1700s, and then he was a very. I need to find. I can't remember his name, but I think he was in France, and then he was like seen alive like in the 1800s, and then again like in the 1900s. I think he might be like a vampire. He might still be alive. I don't know. But it's been documented like that guy who used to hang out with all the famous people in like three different centuries. So that reminds me. So yeah, I need to find that story. That'll be a good one. Cool, man. But yeah, like subscribe that way. You can whenever I find news stories, you can like hear them, hear them. Yeah, buddy. Grandma's panic call. Oh. Alrighty, yo. Well, I'm about to end my live because it's about to be 1 a.m. But yeah, don't forget to go to mentormysteps.org. It's a nonprofit organization to help out young men develop into strong young men. They help with mentorship, like life mentorship, and they also help out free of charge to the youth, to young men in sports, how to do combat training, business entrepreneurship, music, and the arts. So yeah, go to mentormysteps.org if you'd like to be mentored, or if you'd like to become a mentor or volunteer at one of the events, or if you'd like to send in a donation of any size is greatly appreciated and needed. So yeah, that's mentormysteps.org. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any paranormal stories of your own, send them in the chat or in the comments, and so I can read them out loud tomorrow or next time when I get back on live. All right. Thank y'all. Y'all take care. Good night, y'all.